Well, hey there. So it is day 74 of 84 Days the Artist's Way, which means I have 10 days left of this, which is so cool. As you can see, Marco is conked out, but a part of the video because, he's a camera whore, so he'll do what he can. He'll take whatever part he can get. Today's video is all about surrender. Again, it's on my arm. I'm going to talk about it all the time. I think last week I made a video about the book, The Surrender Experiment, and really surrendering to the concept of the surrender experiment, which I guess maybe this is a winning testimonial because it works. It totally fucking works. There's still some details up in the air, and I do feel like, oh, I don't want to jinx it. I think what it really is, like, if I'm being totally honest, is like I don't want to talk about something and say, yeah, I really think it's gonna happen. It's something gonna happen. This is what's going on, and it's gonna be this, that, and the other thing. And then if it doesn't happen, I don't know. I don't want to have to then come back and say, well, guys, I was wrong. But then again, maybe that's just, another layer of surrender, right? Point being, I really had to face, and this really comes down to money and finances and supporting myself as I kind of figure out what the hell I'm doing here. Also realizing that energy of like, what the hell am I doing here? Trying to like figure things out and rework things, which I've been doing for, since I got to Sacramento, and I think have been kind of laying the groundwork for at least the past year, at least since I got back from Peru in April of last year, was just this feeling of like, okay, I have to just kind of like rebuild a life that makes sense to me now. And it just took me a really long fucking time to figure out what that is. What I had to finally surrender to was moving in the direction that I did not want to move in. I did not want to have to get a day job. I did not want to have to work in digital advertising. I got to the point where it was like, I need to figure out my financial situation. I've got a couple of things going on, but like not enough to like feel secure about. And the reality is like, I need financial stability. I am not one of those people who can just kind of like ride by the seat of a paycheck every once in a while. Like, I need more stability to feel like a human being. That's just who I am. I've been that way since I was a kid. And so I needed to solve that problem. And I think I said this actually in my last video. I do not want an office job. I don't want to go into an office. I find offices to be toxic for me. Maybe for you it's different. Maybe you work with really great people. I just find the environment of working in an office makes zero sense for who I am. I actually found an opportunity 2 days ago that was work from home with the opportunity to travel to San Francisco every once in a while to work from there, which is great because I've been looking for reasons to go to San Francisco. And the pay is good and the job is fairly easy. It's kind of like a few steps down from what I used to be doing in digital advertising. I'm gonna cliffhang this job because I have an interview on Friday, tomorrow, for this job, and I think as I know more, then I'll talk more about it. That's my superstition. I don't like to take things out before they're done cooking, Like, I surrendered to the fact that I needed to find something to support me, and I looked in a direction I did not want to look, in a direction that I had been resisting, and instantly found something that I had not even thought I could have asked for. I surrendered to what life was forcing me to do, and immediately, I am talking about immediately, found something that was like, oh my God, this is great. This would totally work. I applied for the job, and then the next day I got an email about setting up an interview. So that's a good sign, right? That same day that I got the email about setting up for an interview, I got an email as well about this freelance opportunity that I've been working on. We've been kind of in this like trial state right now, and he wanted to set up a time next week to talk about moving forward. He didn't confirm, yes, I got the position, but like, you don't set up some time on the calendar to tell somebody it's not working out, Like, this wasn't a relationship. I'm feeling really good about that. And then 2 hours later, same day, my phone buzzes and I got booked to do some dog sitting later this month. I'm on this, website Rover where, you sign up to do dog walking and dog sitting, and I'm just like, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds like a lot of fun. Literally on the same day that two other, really, I'm going to just call them abundant things happened, this happened as well. And it was all because I had moved into a new energy of saying, fine, whatever you're guiding me towards life, I will do it. This is not about my personal preferences right now. This is not about the ideas and prejudices that I have about certain things. You're clearly trying to push me in a certain direction. You clearly want me to turn this page. I'll turn it and I'll see what's there. Now, I have like, I have all this stuff that's suddenly happening, I really think the only thing that really was holding all of this back was me refusing to move in the direction that I was most afraid of. And it's so funny because, of course, I'm doing this 30 days of yoga right now, and that is so much of like what because a lot of times as you're doing the poses, these instructors are great and really tying it to like sitting with discomfort and really what are the emotions that come up and can you let them go and can you hold your focus and can you push that edge of your comfort zone further. Like there was just this total synchronicity between what we were kind of doing and like the ideas we were exploring in yoga and like what's going on in my life. The best way I could describe this is I'm really feeling this sense of magic in my life right now. And it is so fucking cool. It literally feels like, oh, this is what manifestation is all about. Oh, I get it. Oh, I get it now. I get it a little bit more. I also think that one of the most important factors, there was me moving towards the things I didn't think I wanted to do. But even before that, I had made the resolve that if I wanted to feel good, if I wanted to feel happy, I could do that. I could decide, okay, what do I need to do to cultivate happiness right now? I just need to get that feeling brewing. And I have heard about this in terms of law of attraction. I've heard about this in so many different ways of just like being in control of your own emotional state. And it's not fucking easy at all, especially if you're feeling depressed or anxious. Like the last thing you want to do is like choose happiness. It just feels like so fucking frivolous. If you can work that muscle, again, it's like yoga. If you can just like work at holding that pose a little bit more and a little bit more, it gets easier and you're able to go deeper into the pose. And it was the same thing here. I was able to go deeper into feeling good the more I practiced this. And I really think that that was a huge part of it. And it's so funny because I think very, very, very early on in this 84 Days of the Artist's Way, I had kind of identified a formula. Like, is this the formula for success? I think that was like day 4. Oh, here comes, what are you, a street sweeper? Hi. Yep, I'm just filming a video. No, you just carry on. And really I had identified that like the first step was choosing how you want to feel and then taking action, moving forward, going out into the world with that feeling. It's so funny that now, 70 days later, I'm finally practicing this. That's how long it took, and I think it's super important to realize, like, when people say, like, it's hard work and you've got to practice at it, it is, and if you've been watching my videos, you've been seeing me trying to get used to this and adopt this idea and take 2 steps forward and 1 step back from it over 70 days. And now it's really starting to click and starting to gel and starting to happen. And I don't think that it took 70 days of choosing how to feel good. It just took me that long to finally start doing it and accepting it as a practice. And I think yoga really helped with that. If I could give you a shortcut right now, if you are feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you want to be manifesting in your own life and really like who fucking doesn't, trust me, the first step is choosing to feel good. And as much as your ego or your mind resists it and comes up with all these reasons why you shouldn't, if you just practice what would happen if I tried to feel good for a few minutes right now? What if I just gave myself 15 seconds of feeling good? And if I just held it for that long, what would happen? That's all you got to do to open the door. It totally fucking works. It just worked for me. I feel really great. I feel really excited. It's like all of a sudden, all these pieces just came into place like one after the other instantly. Like it was just ridiculous. I wouldn't have believed it if someone else told me about this, but experiencing it, when I'm trying to understand why it happened, those are the only 2 explanations I can come up with. I started to choose to feel good first, and I moved towards the things that I was afraid of and the things that I was resisting. That's it. I mean, that's the addendum to the secret formula, is choose to feel good and move towards what scares you. And the results can manifest within a day. I mean, you don't have to wait long if you really commit to this. At least from my experience, I feel like I now know the recipe, So when I look at my life and if I see how things are coming together or not coming together, then I can step back and say, okay, but what are the ingredients of my life right now? What are the ingredients? Are they matching up to this recipe? If they're not, that's where we know there's an issue. And that gives me some control, and that gives me some responsibility, and that gives me the sense that, yes, I am manifesting. I am one of those people. I can do it. I have an idea of how to do it now. That feels so fucking good. To just kind of cap that off, all of these ideas are really supported in the Surrender Experiment. So if you have not read the Surrender Experiment, if you have heard about it, if you're curious, if you know nothing about it, look up the Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. It is changing my fucking life. Anyone else I know who's read it has just had their total perspective shifted. Oh my God, read this fucking book. It's so good. Anyway, I think that's all for now. I will see you tomorrow for another day of 84 Days of the Artist's Way. Bye.